Lo, by Charles Hoyfort, Part 1, Chapter 13c. For about 4 months, in the year 1874, beginning upon January 8th, a killer was abroad in Ireland. In Land and Water, March 7th, 1874, the correspondent writes that he had heard of depredations by a wolf in Ireland, where the last native wolf had been killed in the year 1712. According to him, the killer was running wild in Cavan, slaying as many as 30 sheep in one night. There is another account in Land and Water, March 28th. Here a correspondent writes that, in Cavan, sheep had been killed in a way that led to the belief the marauder was not a dog. This correspondent knew of 42 instances, in 3 townlands, in which sheep had been similarly killed, throats cut and blood sucked, but no flesh eaten. The footprints were like a dog's, but were long and narrow, and showed traces of strong claws. Then, in the issue of April 11th of Land and Water, came the news that we have been expecting. The killer had been shot. It had been shot by Archdeacon Magennis, at Lismoreville, and was only a large dog. This announcement ends the subject in Land and Water. Almost anybody, anyway in the past, before suspiciousness against conventions had the development that it has today, reading these accounts down to the final one, would say, why, of course. It's the way these stories always end up. Nothing to them. But it is just the way these stories always end up that has kept me busy. Because of our experience with pseudo-endings of mysteries, or the mysterious shearing and bobbing and clipping of mysteries, I went more into this story that was said to be no longer mysterious. The large dog that was shot by the Archdeacon was sacrificed not in vain, if its story shut up the minds of readers of Land and Water, and if it be desirable somewhere to shut up minds upon this earth. See the Clare Journal, issues up to April 27th, the shooting of the large dog, and no effect upon the depredations, another dog shot, and the relief of the farmers, who believe that this one was the killer, still another dog shot, and supposed to be the killer, the killing of sheep continuing. The depredations were so great as to be described as terrible losses for poor people. It is not definitely said that something was killing sheep vampirishly, but that only a piece was bitten off, and no flesh sufficient for a dog ever eaten. The scene of the killings shifted. Cavan Weekly News, April 17th, that, near Limerick, more than 100 miles from Cavan, a wolf or something like it, was killing sheep. The writer says that several persons, alleged to have been bitten by this animal, had been taken to the Ennis Insane Asylum, laboring under strange symptoms of insanity. It seems that some of the killings were simultaneous near Cavan and near Limerick. At both places, it was not said that finally any animal known to be the killer was shot or identified. If these things that may not be dogs be, their disappearances are as mysterious as their appearances.